Okay, I'm coming.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, but on the English section, henceforth, it is BGI TV current for the national news. First are the major headlines. 2023 polls, sleep, do business if you didn't win, Jonathan tells politicians. Expert falls minister on 13 million cyber attacks during polls. We also have for you, Oshun Amotekun, arrest notorious criminals, gets weapons from him. Uber driver gets 5 million naira reward. And on sports, Victor Osimhen will not stop scoring as he bags Man of the Match award in Napoli's win against entrant Frankfurt. Now the news in detail. Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has advised politicians wouldn't win in the presidential and National Assembly polls, and those that may not succeed in their ambitions in the forthcoming governorship and state assembly elections to consider doing business or other areas of interest. The former president also narrated how he almost cried when he was voted in as vice president in 2007 presidential election because he never wanted to become one. Recall that Jonathan was running mate to late Musa Yar'Adua, and the duo succeeded former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar. Jonathan later succeeded Yar'Adua as president after his death, May 2010. He advised politicians to conduct themselves peacefully during and after the 2023 elections. Jonathan stated these when he paid a condolence visit to Governor Diri of Bayelsa State over the death of his father at Sampo community in Kolokuma or Pokuma, local government area of the state. As a leader in the country who had the privilege of serving at the state level and national level, I can only advise that politics is not about that you must be there. If God wants you to be there, you will be there. If it is not yet your turn to be there, you will not be there. When I became a vice president, I almost cried. I never wanted to, but that was my destiny and I had to move to attain it. Going on to the next story. Cybersecurity experts have stated that the federal government claimed that 12.99 million cyber attacks were recorded during the election is impossible. According to them, the government needs to explain its claim and allow experts to investigate its system. On Tuesday, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantemi, disclosed that 12.99 million cyber attacks were recorded during the election week. He stated that on the presidential election day, 25th February 2023, there were 6.99 million attacks. He also explained that the attacks recorded included a series of hacking attempts, including distributed denial of service, email and IPS attacks, SSH login attempts, brute force injection attempts, path traversal, detection evasion, and forceful browsing. Pantemi noted that the Presidential Cybersecurity Committee for the election was up to the task and blocked all the attacks. A statement signed by Pantemi spokesperson Uwa Suleiman read in part, "It is worth noting that in the run-up to the 2023 general elections, threat intelligence revealed an astronomical increase in cyber threats in Nigeria's cyberspace. Generally, threats to public websites and portals average around 155,000 daily. However, this skyrocketed to 6 million on presidential election day. However, also, cybersecurity experts have countered the claims of the government, explaining that propaganda could be informing the claim. The president of Nigeria Computer Society, Professor Adesina Shodia, told the Punch newspaper, "Based on my personal experience, I am wondering how they would experience that amount of large cyber attack in a day during the election. Based on my experience, I do not think we could have up to that, but we need further information as to why they said that." Moving on to the next story from Osun State. Two suspected criminals, Segun Ajayi and Sunday Adedoja, have been nabbed by the operative of the Western Security Network Agency, Osun Amotekun. The duo, before the arrest, were notorious for terrorizing residents of Modakeke and its environs, found in the possession of 27-year-old Ajayi and 37-year-old Adedoja. Upon their arrest in Modakeke town was a double-barrel Dane gun. Confirming their arrest in Oshogo on Wednesday, the Osun Amotekun Field Commander, Captain Benedict Akoni, retired, revealed that they were arrested in the early hours of Tuesday after a complaint had been lodged at Amotekun Modakeke Command on their activities. Akoni also described the arrest culprits as miscreant terrorizing the residents of Modakeke and its environs. The suspects were arrested for possession of illegal firearms. They were caught and arrested with a locally made Dane gun and charms. The arrest was made possible by our operatives in Modakeke Command, who swung into action immediately after a complaint was lodged at their command concerning the activities of the culprits. Going on to the next story. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos yesterday ordered the Lagos State government and the police to pay 5 million naira to Adedotun Clement, the Uber driver allegedly assaulted on October 20, 2022 during the #Endsars protest anniversary at the Lekki toll gate. The court heard that Clement was allegedly beaten, pepper sprayed and dragged on the ground by the police and officials of the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency, who mistook him for a protester. He was said to be carrying a passenger from the island to mainland part of the state when he encountered the protest at the Lekki toll gate, which was disrupted by the police and the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency officials. Following public condemnation that trailed the incident, Lagos-based human rights lawyer and activist Inibehe Effiong took up the case and sued the state, its agency, its Attorney General, and the police. Delivering judgment, Justice Ambrose Lewis Alagoa held that the assault on the applicant amounted to a violation of his right and dignity. The judge awarded Clement 5 million naira as damages. Ending the national news this hour from BGI TV Current is a sports story. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen was named man of the match in Napoli's 3-0 win against Eintracht Frankfurt on Wednesday night. Osimhen scored 2 goals as Napoli won 5-0 on aggregate and sealed a 5th-ever Champions League quarter-final spot. He scored one of the goals when Napoli won at the first leg 2-0 in Germany. The Nigerian opened scoring in 2 minutes of first-half stoppage time before adding the second on the 53rd minute. Pietro Zelensky then added the 3rd goal in the 64th minute from the penalty spot. That ends the national news from BGI TV Current this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. Sleep. Do not disturb. Do business rather. If you didn't win, Jonathan tells politician during the 2023 polls till it lasts. Expert falls minister on 13 million cyber attacks during polls. We also brought to you Osun Amotekun arrests notorious criminals, recovers weapon. From Lagos, Uber driver get 5 million naira award. And on sport, Victor Osimhen named man of the match in Napoli's win against Frankfurt. For more updates of our broadcasts and news, kindly subscribe on the channel BGI TV Current. Select option all to access our broadcast. For advert of placements of goods and services, kindly dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Less than 2 days for the governorship and state house of assembly election. Nobody's blood is worth dying for or spilling. Use your vote wisely. That is through your PVC. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.